South Africa wants to regulate podcasts. On the surface, it sounds reasonable. Licensing, standards, accountability, those are the words being used. But we need to look closer because this is bigger than South Africa. For those that do not know me, my name is Timothy and I run a WhatsApp group for the Black Diaspora, a space where we study the moves the world makes around us. Right now, we are building the $1 Diaspora Fund Registry. The idea is simple. If Africans in the diaspora organize even $1 together, we can begin building capital that belongs to us. If you believe the diaspora should play a role in building Africa's future, join the $1 Diaspora Fund Registry. All the links are in the bio. Remember to subscribe to my Substack newsletter for more. Now, this could become a template. What happens in one African country, especially one as influential as South Africa, has a way of spreading. If this becomes law, don't be surprised when other African governments start asking the same question. Should we regulate podcasts too? That's where we need to pay attention. Podcasts have become one of the last open spaces, one of the few places where conversations happen without heavy gatekeeping. There are no newsroom filters, no editorial boards controlling the tone or government-approved narratives. It's just people talking. Sometimes it's raw, sometimes it's unpolished, sometimes it's uncomfortable, but often it's closer to the truth than what we're used to hearing. That is exactly why governments are paying attention now. Podcasts are not just entertainment anymore. They are now influence. They shape opinion, they challenge narratives, and they expose things that would otherwise stay hidden. For any system used to controlling information, that becomes a problem. Now, to be fair, not all podcasts are constructive. Some spread misinformation, some lack accountability, and some of them prioritize controversy over truth. That's real, and it's a valid concern. But here's the question we must ask. What is more dangerous? Imperfect freedom or controlled information? Once you introduce licensing, you introduce control. Who decides who gets licensed? Who defines what is acceptable? Who draws the line between responsible content and unacceptable speech? And more importantly, what happens to voices that challenge power? History has shown us that control over media rarely stays neutral. It starts with standards, then it becomes restriction, then it becomes silence. Africa already has a long history of controlled narratives, state media, restricted journalism, and pressure on independent voices. Podcasts disrupted that. They gave everyday people a microphone, and for the first time in a long time, the narrative became harder to control. So before I go, when we hear regulation, we need to listen carefully, because sometimes regulation is about structure, but sometimes it's about reclaiming control. If South Africa sets that precedent, others will follow, not because they need to, but because it gives them a framework, a justification, a way to say, we're not censoring, we're regulating. So the question is this: do we want to fix the quality of conversations, or do we risk losing the freedom to have them at all? Let's move.